Yes, I know, I'm really late on the Mario Odyssey video. Hey guys, so I'm sure as all of you know, there's finally a brand new open world Mario game, Super Mario Odyssey. I am super excited about it. Super! Everything is just freaking super when it comes to Mario right now. I'm sure if you haven't seen the trailer, I'll put it in the link in the description just in case you haven't seen it. But 10 million people have already seen it, so I have a feeling all of you have seen the trailer. Anyway, today I wanted to kind of talk about the game itself and what I think we're going to see from it. So, I've watched the trailer quite a few times, and I've noticed something interesting about this trailer. There seems to be a lot of emphasis on hats or caps, and it's really interesting that they're doing that because it's really reminded me if Nintendo is going to go back to Mario 64 in some fashion with this. So let's go back to Mario 64. If it's a game you haven't really played, which I'm sure everyone has, well, there's basically three power-ups in the game. There's the wing cap, the metal cap, and the vanish cap. Now, here's my thing. Seeing as Mario can do that high jump with, in the trailer we could see him do a high jump off of his cap. He could use the cap as an extra platform, even as a boomerang. Potentially that is a way to hurt enemies or something like that. And on top of that, we've also seen all those cap stores. Now, I don't know exactly what the store says. I think it says like crazy caps or something caps. And it has me wondering, is there going to be a way to access more caps? Is that what this game's big gimmick going to be? Is it going to go back to Mario 64 but expand on it even further? Are there going to be like several caps you can unlock? So we're going to kind of talk about that. So if any of you have ever played Donkey Kong 64, I've only played a little bit of it, but you may remember that there are certain spots in each level or anywhere in that world where you can basically turn into a different Kong. Now what I'm thinking is Mario Odyssey is going to do something similar to this, because you'll go into the crazy cap store, and with that you'll be able to swap out caps, buy new caps, upgrade your cap. I think there is a huge amount of things that are definitely possible, and it just makes me really excited to see something brand new from an open world Mario game developed by Nintendo. Not a fan game, something actually made by them. I mean, I actually went through the trailer, and here I have a list of all the characters that have caps on. So of course there's Bowser. Bowser, of course, he looks like a pimp, so everyone's been saying. If you look very carefully at the beginning, all of those sim human-like characters, every single one of them have a hat on. And that's really strange, don't you think, that every single human character has a hat on? Now, of course, I think the renders are just not finished. They're going to have a bit more variety in the humans, and of course, you know, every car was just a taxi, so I'm sure there'll be a little bit more variety, but isn't that interesting? Everyone had a hat on. Also, all of those Mexican-looking characters, they don't really have names yet, but all of them had hats on as well as the Hammer Bro. You can see a Hammer Bro throwing a pan, which is really funny. He had a chef's hat on. Then there's the forks. There's like some bouncing forks. They have hats on as well. And even tanks. You can see some sort of tank enemy on the screen, and they have hats on. Why do all these enemies have hats? That's what I'm getting at. I think caps are going to be a huge thing in this game. So let's talk about how it could be a really huge thing. Now, I think there's two things that are going to come out of this. One, the hat he has right now is upgradable, or it can transform, it can learn new moves. So perhaps after getting a certain amount of stars or completing specific missions, you'll be able to unlock brand new moves, so your hat will allow you to do different things. Now, in terms of what could be done, I'm not exactly sure, but I'm sure there is a lot of moves that Mario could learn, like maybe he could get faster at wall jumping. He could, of course, there's the jump higher mechanic. Maybe there's ways to improve that jump even more so. I mean, there are a lot of possibilities with just that. But here's the thing, guys. I don't think that's what it could be, even though that's one of the possibilities. I think the other possibility is that, again, we will be able to purchase other caps. So I think this is a welcome back to the wing cap, the metal cap, the vanish cap. We all know how those caps work, so I really think those are going to return. Now, just for fun, I thought of a few other caps that I'd like to talk about that perhaps Mario could purchase, or heck, maybe since all the enemies have their own caps, you can steal the caps from them and gain abilities. So as an example, if you're able to take out the Hammer Bro like we saw in the trailer, you put his add-on, you'll gain the ability to throw the pans, just like he can. So kind of geez, now that I think about it, that's kind of like a Kirby-esque mechanic in a Mario game, which sounds really, really cool. But anyway, let's talk about hats that could potentially be purchased. Now, I do think there could be a frog cap, and what that would allow you to do is to swim faster underwater. Now, as we saw, Mario can swim at a relatively decent pace from what we saw in the trailer, but perhaps with a specific cap, you know, maybe reminiscent of the frog suit, the frog cap, he will be able to swim at a much faster pace. And the next idea that I have is the light cap. And what this could allow you to do is run across water, because light cap would make Mario lighter, not weigh as much. So maybe as an example, you have to do this race with this character, and the only way to beat him is to be able to run across water. So say, like, you know, he starts on land and then there's some water, and then you have to go to a flag somewhere else. You have to beat him to the flag, kind of like Koopa the Quick, but instead you use the light cap to run across the water instead of swimming across, because maybe this other character is really, really fast swimmer, or he himself can run across the water, so you have to find the cap first before racing him. That's just one example. There's a lot of ways that a cap like this could be worked. And another idea is the shell cap. So maybe you could get this from a Koopa Troopa. Of course, again, you could just purchase this, and what the shell cap would allow you to do is you could get a running start and then transform into a shell. Now, in terms of if you could actually like move the shell, or if it was just kind of hang wire, you have to aim where you're going, I don't really know what would make more sense. But the shell power-up in New Super Mario Bros. DS was so cool. So I would absolutely love to see that in a 3D game. Now, of course, you can do that in Mario 3D World. I'm pretty sure. I've only done it a couple of times, so I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure you can do that. But I think it'd be really cool to see something like that. And of course, I gotta mention there should be some sort of fire cap and ice cap, which would, again, allow you to throw fireballs or throw ice balls. I think that's just a very natural thing to happen. And another one I thought of was the chatty cap. Now, what this cap would do is it wouldn't necessarily enhance any of your abilities physically, but it would be one of those caps that gives you hints. So if you're stuck on a particular star or mission or whatever they end up calling them, perhaps the cap could give you small little hints. Something that's not too obvious though, that's the thing. It has to be very subtle hints. Things that will help you move a step forward, but is not going to tell you exactly what you have to do. And my last idea is the star cap. Now, of course, this is stars, gives you invincibility for a few moments, maybe like 5-10 seconds, something like that. Now, the thing with this idea is I don't know if there were to be a star cap in this game, I don't know if I'd want to purchase it, or maybe what could happen is you could purchase, like, I don't know, like spend, like, as an example, like, I don't know, 100 coins, and you get to use the star cap one time. And maybe it's just that cap where you can only use it temporarily, but the other ones, when you purchase them, you get to keep them for good and use them whenever you want. But I'm not exactly sure how that's going to end up working out. Or maybe for the star cap, you should be able to find it randomly in areas and you can't purchase it. I'm not really sure. Let me know in the comments what you think about that. So, not so much that it has to be a cap, it could just be stars themselves, but it would be nice to see something like that, because we didn't see that in Mario 64 or in Mario Sunshine. But in the Rainbow, what was it called? I can't remember exactly what it was called, but I'm pretty sure there was invincibility in Mario Galaxy 1 and 2. So this definitely could work for Mario Odyssey. Alright guys, so I know I've rambled for a really long time, but please feel free to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and leave a comment. Let me know what you think about Mario Odyssey in general. What do you think about this cap idea? Do you think it's a good idea, or should they just stick with regular power-ups? What could you decipher from the trailer? What do you think this game's main feature is going to be? Because I really think it's about caps. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, guys, and I will see you next time.